Hello, today we're going to be reading Echo Echo, Reverso Poems about Greek Myths, written by Marilyn Singer and illustrated by Jose Massey. Okay. An age of marvelous myths. Ancient Greece, an age of marvelous myths, gone but not forgotten. Heroes that rise and fall, deep winter's hardships, summer's harvest, gods who bring about chaos and order, echoes, fragrant flowers, spiders, gold, stone. People turn to these curious stories. How else to explain such wonders when the world was young? When the world was young, such wonders. How else to explain these curious stories? People turn to stone, gold, spiders, fragrant flowers, echoes, chaos and order, gods who bring about summer's harvest, deep winter's hardships, heroes that rise and fall, gone but not forgotten, an age of marvelous myths, ancient Greece. Pandora and the Box. Oh, how humans are weak. Don't peek when a god speaks. It isn't hard to listen. It might have been Zeus's game. No matter that, she gets the blame. She didn't collect them, but she let loose those evils. She just had to be curious. That Pandora, blast her. Why? She opened that darn box, holding on to hope alone. Alone, holding on to hope, she opened that darn box. Why, blast her? That Pandora. She just had to be curious. She let loose those evils, but she didn't collect them. She gets the blame. No matter that, it might have been great Zeus's game. Hard to listen, isn't it? When a god speaks, don't peek. Oh, how humans are weak. And then this little side note says, Pandora was the first woman created by the gods. Zeus gave her a box which she was not to open, but she did, letting loose all the evils in the world. Only hope remained inside. Arachne and Athena. Competition? I'm really not fond of bragging, but that hag is constantly overpraised. I don't need to be a daughter of Zeus. I am already the goddess of silk. There can never be another of my ilk, now and forever. Let her keep trying to win at spinning, that creature with no fingers. So nimble and clever, behold how she's fallen from her high position. Behold how she's fallen from her high position. So nimble and clever, that creature with no fingers. Let her keep trying to win at spinning, now and forever. There can never be another of my ilk, the goddess of silk. I am already a daughter of Zeus. I don't need to be overpraised. But that hag is constantly bragging. I never was I'm really not fond of competition. And this little note says, Arachne was talented and proud weaver. Athena, goddess of wisdom and weaving, challenged her to a contest. When Arachne won, Athena was so angry that she changed the girl into a spider. King Midas and his daughter. Golden girl, alas, my good father, still dares to call me, who would never offer a gentle hand. What kind of man would for years not give a caress? I must confess I suffer much today, so needy, so greedy, for one magic touch. For one magic touch, so greedy, so needy. Today I suffer much, I must confess. What kind of man would for years not give a caress? Would never offer a gentle hand? Who still dares to call me good father? Alas, my girl, golden. And this little note says, because he helped out Silenus, this satyr, which is a half man, half goat, granted Midas his wish, the power to change anything he touched to gold. Midas made the terrible mistake of touching his daughter. Perseus and Medusa. There is no man who would be scared stiff, petrified indeed. I must have your head, stone-hearted monster. I am the chosen one to rid the world of you nasty creatures. It is my curse to be the hero. Look away. You cannot shield yourself from me. Shield yourself from me? You cannot look away, hero. It is my curse to be the one to rid the world of you nasty creatures. I am the chosen stone-hearted monsters. I must have your head petrified indeed. Scared stiff, there is no man who wouldn't be. And this little note. Heroic Perseus was given the task of slaying the snake-headed monster Medusa. Anyone who gazed at her turned to stone. Perseus used his shield as a mirror so that he didn't have to look directly at her face. After he beheaded her, some of the drops of blood turned into Pegasus, the winged horse. Bellerophon and Pegasus. Everyone could see that the mission was impossible. Who could fail that fiery legend? Bellerophon, brave and arrogant, spurring him on were dreams of glory. God's Olympus. His aim was to reach, mount the white-winged horse with a golden bridle, riding long and hard after the dreaded Chimera. At that moment he wasn't expecting immortality. Expecting immortality, wasn't he? At that moment, long and hard after the dreaded Chimera riding the white-winged horse with the golden bridle, his aim was to reach Mount Olympus. God's dreams of glory were spurring him on. Brave, arrogant Bellerophon, the fiery legend fell. Who could see that the mission was impossible? Everyone could. Then this little note here. Like Perseus, Bellerophon also had to slay a monster, the Chimera, a fire-breathing combination of lion, goat, and serpent. To do so, he had to ride Pegasus, after capturing the horse with the magical golden bridle. When he succeeded in his mission, the hero believed he should be a god. He tried to fly to Mount Olympus and failed. Narcissus and Echo. Here, here. Was that a nymph? Was that an echo? Leave me, foolish pursuer. I will forever be the only one that I desire. The most beautiful of youths, a flower among men. A flower among men! The most beautiful of youths. I desire that one only. I will forever be the foolish pursuer. Leave me, an echo that was a nymph. That was here. Here. Then a little note. Narcissus was a vain man, young man. He spurned the young woman Echo, who loved him. She was turned into just a mournful sound, an echo. He fell in love with his reflection in a pool, wasted away, and transformed into a flower. Pygmalion and Galatea. Wondrous, how lifelike! There is nothing in this world so perfect. Oh, these lips, hands, eyes, the artist is in love with his creation. Let a heartfelt wish be granted. Kind Venus, only you can make this stone breathe. Only you can make this stone breathe, kind Venus. Let a heartfelt wish be granted. His creation is in love with the artist. Oh, these lips, hands, eyes, so perfect. There's nothing in the world like life. How wondrous. And a little note. The great sculptor Pygmalion carved a beautiful statue. He asked Aphrodite, the goddess of love, also called Venus, to bring him a woman like his creation. Understanding what he really wanted, she brought the statue Galatea to life. The pair married and lived happily ever after. Theseus and Ariadne. Trust this, hero. The way in is easy, but the way out of this labyrinth is not. To escape means the possession of the secret, to be a king. You must willingly offer to help those in peril. Hungry, the Minotaur waits. Courage! Lives hang by the slenderest thread. Do not lose hope. Hope! Do not lose the slenderest thread lives hang by. Courage! The Minotaur waits, hungry. To help those in peril, you must willingly offer a king. To be possession of the secret means to escape. The way out of this labyrinth is not easy, but the way in is. Trust this, hero. Then a little note. To stop the Minoans from attacking them, every 9 years the Athenians were forced to send 14 boys and girls to the labyrinth in Minos. where they were eaten by the Minotaur, a creature half bull and half man. Theseus, who was to become king of Athens, put an end to this by killing the monster. The king's daughter Ariadne gave Theseus a ball of thread to help him find his way back out of the maze. Icarus and Daedalus. Dark sea is below, bright heaven waits above. I feel the sun's great glow, I hear him saying, By Apollo, no, not too high. Take care, my son, but oh, these precious waxen wings. So open up the sky, I understand the glory of soaring. I know why we burn to fly. We burn to fly, why, I know, the glory of soaring. I understand the sky, so open up these precious waxen wings. But, oh, my son, take care, not too high. But Apollo, no, I hear him sing. I feel the sun's great glow, bright heaven waits above, dark sea is below. And then this little note. When the designer of the labyrinth Daedalus was imprisoned there with his son, Icarus, he fashioned wings out of wax and feathers so that the pair could escape. He warned Icarus not to fly too close to the sun or the wax would melt. Icarus did not obey and plunged to his death in the sea. Melanian and Atalanta. Dazzling beauty, this apple of my eye, catches my fancy. Each shining movement captures poetry in motion, an irresistible jewel. Oh, but I must overtake such a wife. I do not wish to be declared the loser of this race, who is bound to forfeit a happy life. Who is bound to forfeit a happy life, the loser of this race? I do not wish to be declared a wife. Oh, but I must overtake such an irresistible jewel. Poetry in motion, each shining movement captures my fancy, catches my eye, this apple of dazzling beauty. And this note. Atalanta, an athlete and warrior, did not want to be a bride. Melanian, also called Hippomenes in some versions of the myth, was Atalanta's suitor who had to beat her in a race. He threw 3 golden apples at her to prevent her from winning. If he lost, he would have been killed, but he won, and they were married. Demeter and Persephone. I hate the thief. Do not ask that. I forgive Hades. Spring will turn to winter. I will leave this land cold and dark. Daughter, this mother's lonely tears shed no relief. I feel such despair, no more flowers, blooming trees and leaf. There will be 6 months of grief after so much joy and laughter. So much joy and laughter after 6 months of grief. There will be flowers blooming, trees and leaf. No more despair. I feel such relief. Shed no tears. This mother's lonely daughter will leave this land cold and dark. Winter will turn to spring. I forgive Hades. Do not ask that. I hate the thief. A little note. Hades, god of the underworld, fell in love with and kidnapped Persephone, the beautiful daughter of Demeter, goddess of Earth's bounty. Distraught, Demeter searched everywhere and threatened to make Earth barren if her daughter was not returned. Finally, a deal was struck. Persephone would live in 6 months among the dead and 6 months among the living, and people on Earth will experience the turning of the seasons every year. Eurydice and Orpheus. In the end, the dead must stay with the dead. There are rules that must not be broken. However, you should know the music moved him so. Weeping, the king of the unseen declared, Leave this world below, and Eurydice will never look back. Go, but take care. My dear Orpheus, he told me, the path we now must follow, pain leading to promise, gray gloom fading to light. A second chance at romance is what lies ahead, not our final farewell. Our final farewell, not a second chance at romance is what lies ahead. Light fading to gray gloom, promise leading to pain. The path we now must follow, he told me. My dear Orpheus, go but take care, look back, and Eurydice will never leave this world below. Weeping, the king of the unseen declared, this music moved him so. However, you should know there are rules that must not be broken. In the end, the dead must stay with the dead. And a little note. Orpheus was a great musician. When his beloved Eurydice died, he went to the land of the dead to bring her back to life. His music melted the heart of Hades, god of the underworld, who allowed Orpheus to take Eurydice with him, but only if he did not look back at her until they fully reached the upper world. He did look back, and she disappeared. Gods and mortals. These myths make sense of the world we, tellers and listeners alike, enter these portals to gods and mortals. They can never again be closed once our imaginations are opened. Once our imaginations are open, they can never again be closed. Gods and mortals enter these portals to tellers and listeners alike. We, the world, make sense of these myths. And that is the end. Thank you for reading with me, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.